Time for the final bonus, the last minigame. For beating the game 6 times in a row, which means 6 scenarios in any order with at least 1 A rank, example Claire A, Leon B, Claire A, etc., you unlock the Tofu Survivor.
Tofu.
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 This is the hardest minigame to unlock, and it's also the hardest minigame to beat. Because, as stated, you're tofu.
It's a block of tofu, a little angry vein on it. It's like, I'm gonna kill these motherfucking zombies!
This tofu has more emotions than Hunk. It's actually stupid.
And the worst part is it's a villain!
Oh no! An anti-good guy piece of tofu!
Mission accomplished. Roger. We'll rendezvous.
So, you don't need to know the story of the Tofu Survivor, because this is literally a clone of Hunk's scenario.
I do!
Except, you're a giant piece of tofu!
I need to know about how a gigantic block of tofu became an undercover secret agent for a pharmaceutical company.
I don't know, but look at that portrait! Check out that tofu portrait, yeah!
A white square.
A white square! The Tofu Survivor, he has a funny little walk sound. Blip, 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 blip. And I'm not kidding when I say this is an exact recreation of Hunk's scenario, except you're a giant piece of tofu. The problem: you have the Resident Evil 2 knife, and that is it. The knife does like half the damage a handgun bullet does. It is the most worthless knife in the game.
Oh no.
So how the hell are you supposed to make it through all these rooms with all the different enemies?
That's a damn good question, dude.
Tofu Survivor changes up the formula slightly. They give you the knife, 2 green herbs, and a blue herb, so you can heal from poison once. The way Tofu is different is he can take like 3 times the amount of hits that Hunk can.
Okay, at least there's that.
At least there's that. Otherwise, this would be impossible, unless you took like forever to do it.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought the tofu guy could only get eaten like once and that was it because, again, he is a block of goddamn tofu.
Yeah. So, what's kind of neat is, there's a couple extra quirks. The more damage you take, the redder tofu becomes, so you never have to go into your inventory to check on what health you're on. So that's kind of neat. The other thing is, he never goes into the danger limping. So if you're on danger, you won't be able to know because he doesn't limp.
I mean, you're a block of mashed together soybeans.
Uh-huh.
It's...
And this mode was so important that they brought it back for the remake.
complete with realistic tofu textures.
Yes, it does! It has realistic tofu textures.
4K tofu.
The best kind of tofu.
Of course the crows are gonna eat that!
God, crows, stop. I'm a giant talking piece of tofu. Please stop. And actually,
I'm
it's
so dangerous and so delicious!
it's actually funny. I think the tofu piece actually speaks Japanese when he gets hit. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of Japanese. I'm not sure what he says, though, but... So you know this is a foreign piece of tofu running through Raccoon Police Department.
It means it's authentic.
Mm-hmm. And this is where I think Tofu Survivor is actually the better of the 2 scenarios, because all you need to do as Tofu is run. You don't even need to stop and fight enemies because it's pointless. You just run straight through. And that leads to some of the more interesting types of, like, you know, hitboxes on enemies, hitboxes on you. Because I believe Tofu still has the same hitbox as Hunk. So you can use that to your advantage and just, like, slip through the arms of zombies.
I have got to know how this got made.
I honestly think it was Hideki Kamiya taking the piss. It has to be.
Was it Kamiya taking the piss? Was it Shinji Mikami taking the piss? Was it just a developer dicking around working with the new engine that they're using or whatever? And it's like, hey boss, look, I made a block of tofu. And they're like, ha ha ha, block of tofu.
Give it a knife and like 12 times the hit points. Or maybe, you know how in programming, your characters are nothing but blocks starting out? I wonder if they just took a look at that and was like, that looks like tofu. Wait a minute.
This has got to have been some inside joke that got so far away from them.
Yeah, I think so. Or, how do you say tofu in Japanese?
Tofu.
Oh, it's just tofu? Because I thought they were doing, like, a funny pronunciation thing. Like, fourth sounds like the Japanese word for tofu.
No, I'm pretty sure it's tofu.
Okay. I love how much damage this piece of tofu can tank through everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just tofu.
Tofu? Yeah, that doesn't sound like fourth. Okay.
However, tofu means going to France.
Oh, after this mission, we're heading straight to France, Tofu boy.
Tofutsu.
That's actually amazing. And the thing is, tofu hasn't really been seen in a positive light in the video game space. Have you heard of Super Tofu Boy?
I have.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that when we did the PETA games. Team Meat actually put in Super Tofu Boy as a PC character, and he is the worst character.
That's a shame, because tofu's actually delicious.
It is! Alright, we are actually almost done, and we have a better time than the armed mercenary.
Well, it's clear. We don't need a weapon, we don't need a gun, we just need a block of tofu, and we can do anything.
Just imagine picking up a big block of tofu and, like, throwing it at a zombie and it just explodes. I wish there were achievements in old GameCube games, because for the longest time I thought this bonus right here was going to be the hardest one. Nope. Not by a long shot. And I'll give you stats after we're done with this bonus, because we're almost finished. We just need to get through 2 bullshit rooms and Mr. X, and we're out of here.
I'm surprised that they kept the tofu survivor, and I figured for the Americas they'd make it a hot dog or something.
I don't know, maybe we're teaching the Americans about how good tofu is. Like, look how much it can fight zombies off. That's how you know it's a good food. One more, and then Mr. X.
So is there zombified tofu then?
I don't know, Resident Evil Outbreak brought along other zombified animals besides just dogs, so I don't know, maybe we can zombify food?
Now you look like the long piece in a game of Tetris.
Tetris Survivor. Survive being the line piece. Oh my god, he does look like an L, like a, what is that, the eye piece?
Yeah. Tofu.
Hey, Mr. X, how's it going, buddy? Okay, bye.
Wait.
No, stop, delicious tofu. And we did it. Obliterated Hunk's time, and made it through on my first try.
Yeah, I don't know why Hunk is so cool if he can get his time beaten by a fucking block of tofu.
See, this is the real character we should have had in Resident Evil 4's Mercenaries. Come on.
And it's the fact it's got a knife, too. It's like, I'll cut you! I'll fucking cut you!
And, like, if you actually did put tofu in Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 4's got the best knife. Dude. Best knife plus tofu, Mercenaries, make it happen. No, Tofu Man actually looks like Super Meat Boy. Straight to Paris.
Tofu.
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 It ends exactly the same way as the fourth survivor. Tofu handed off the G virus to Umbrella, and the world has since been doomed.
Oh, please, please let there be a special visual for this.
There might just be. End of one nightmare, prelude to another. Gee, I wonder what type of nightmare a piece of tofu would have. Well, how about as soon as he got in that helicopter, somebody tried to beat him?
Oh no!
And that fast time was still not enough for an A! God damn! So, to put it into perspective, it took me an hour to finish Hunk's scenario. After multiple deaths, after just flying through the different rooms, Tofu took me 1 try.
Tofu.
It's ridiculous how much easier this one actually is when you know the layout of the rooms. But with that, we have officially finished Resident Evil 2. After 6 effing years, the Let's Play is now officially done.
Finally.
Finally. That feels good. Feels good to finally put Resident Evil 2 to bed. And now I just have to wait patiently until I do the Resident Evil 2 remake and we see these bonuses all over again.
It's the same thing.
But in 4K HD!
Well.
Don't get your hopes up. It's not happening for a while. I'm a little Resident Evil'd out.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it took you 6 years to do all that.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you, UDJ, for joining me in my Resident Evil 2 bonuses. And next time, let's do some more bonuses. Maybe something that happened around the same time as when I Let's Played Resident Evil 2. What was that game again? Oh, well, don't worry about it. See you guys next time.